Merry Christmas. Let's unwrap some goodies. Hey guys, sorry about that. I know that was a little bit aggressive. All right, so let's get my face out of the way immediately. Hopefully you guys all had a good Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, hopefully you had a good weekend and you had an extra day off. So this is going to be a relatively short week in the market. We're not doing the weekly watch list. We're not doing the morning watch lists. A lot of people just aren't going to be around, so it's a nice quality time with family kind of opportunity. So go ahead and spend that. If you don't like your family, hang out with your friends. If you don't like hanging out with your friends, just spend time and treat yourself. That's cool too. I've kind of walked all phases of that. So, I typically just work my butt off all the time, but now I have a family, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So let me get my face and my other face out of the way so you guys can see the whole screen. And we're going to look at MBI today. So MBI is the one that has the $8 special dividend. And the reason I want to look at this one is because the adjustment just kicked in this morning. So before the adjustment, my average cost per share was $10.80, which you can see still is, but I've moved my sell order down to 2 cents above that. So 1082 is where I'm going to sell. I just want to do a break even on the share price. But the cool part here is that the market price before the adjustment was $14.40 or something like that. It was in the $14 plus range. And the $8 ex-div adjustment, so the $8 chunk of the share's value was removed going into market open this morning. And you can see the price itself, the chart, hasn't reflected an $8 sell-off, right? As far as the other candles are concerned. What happens is that the market makes an overall adjustment and it's represented the same as it used to be, but the number is changed down to a lower number, okay? And what that results in, as you can see down here, is the my average stays the same, but the share price is adjusted. It's not necessarily reduced in value. It's just adjusted down by that same payout amount, and you can see that it's just still in this high consolidation phase. So when you look at a dividend chart, you're not really going to see that the price, goes flat and then drops, right? That's not how it works. Rather, what's going to happen is this level here is just going to drop down to a different price level, okay? And then sorry, and then that way we're not breaking setups, we're not, causing any any kind of abnormalities within the data. It's just a simple market adjustment. So based on this, right, now the ticket portion, the part that entitles me to the payout, is removed. It's separated and it's moved to the payout date, okay? And then the other part of that is the share value, right? Because my average is still 1080. The price now is down to 642, which means I'm currently in the red $4.38. However, I've already locked in profit on 8 shares, which is like $12. So I'm guaranteed net profit either way, even if the stock gets delisted, right? And that's kind of, I knew it was kind of a too good to be true situation, even though they're actually following through on the $8 dividend. I really thought they were going to withdraw it and drop an offering, because that's usually what happens in those kind of crazy scenarios. So it looks like we're just going to get that payout. Do I regret not holding all 9 shares? Absolutely not. I did the right thing in the right moment based on the information I had, and I wasn't about to hold a $90 plus position through some sort of crazy ex-div just in the hopes of getting $8 per share. Okay, so this one currently shows that I'm down $40.67 per share, which is 1 share. And remember, as the dividend adjustment kicks in, right, this is what's happening. When I bought the share, it had this dividend portion attached to it. Okay, that is now removed. It's over here in the payout. So when I get the payout, I'm still getting this piece back to complete my position. I'm not losing any value. I just have to contend with this share P&L, right? So if I sell this for a loss, the small loss here, then I get a tax advantage and I claim 100% of that on my taxes, but I only have to pay about 37% taxes on this dividend payout. So there's a tax advantage there. Of course, it's up for the day. It's 3.5% up for the day, which, is kind of funny because look, if the sell-off, right, when dividends hit was as crazy as people believe it is, these things wouldn't make sense, right? It wouldn't add up in our brains. We can see that the price action has not reduced. It's just this number here has changed. Price is up overall. We're over the previous high. The position for the day is green. It's 3.72% up, yet somehow we're still red, right? And the reason for that is just this dividend adjustment. It's a market adjustment. I hope this clears stuff up. It's a clear enough demonstration. This isn't this redness isn't the result of some sort of massive sell-off in the stock from people panicking and all that good stuff. It's just the adjustment and the fact that I've paid $10.80 for this specific share, and then it was reduced by the market. It was an adjustment. Okay, so overall my value doesn't change. I'm just deferring a piece of it as a cash payout. All right, so I don't want to harp too much on that because I've gone over it on previous episodes, but I really hope that was a clear demonstration of how that works. And as I mentioned, sorry, I got the sniffles. As I mentioned, my my sell order was up here at $18.80. It was up here. Now that the XDiv, the dividend piece, has been separated, I'm just going to sell just above break even, 2 cents above break even at $10.82. And then that way I get the cash payout, which in theory should make me break even, but I'm already in net profit territory. And I'm also getting the share P&L as the difference, right? So it's a pretty easy way to just make overall cash, and that's all I'm going to do here. SFE is also another one. It's heading into XDiv. This one has the 35-cent per share dividend, so if we can get a big push and we can run up that 35 cents before the XDiv on December 29th, which is Friday, so by the end of the week, then I'll have this and I just won't re-enter, right? Because there's no need for me to just re-enter prior to the XDiv if I've already got that profit on this kind of share. Now, I'm only selling 15 of these, which means I'm entitled to collect 3 payouts, which is $1.05 or something like that, which is good for, this kind of setup. But that's the goal, right? Is if it's before the XDiv date, I want to sell at a target that is equal to the dividend payout per share. And then I can choose to re-enter if I want to for the actual dividend process. And if I don't want to, and I hold through the XDiv, then I move my sell order down to break even or just above it. That way I get the share P&L, right? It works in my favor. So now, just for demonstration purposes, this is a 35-cent per share dividend payout. I have $1.03. The current price is 106. So if this was adjusted right now, okay, 1.06 minus 0.35, if this were adjusted this morning, the current market price would be adjusted down to 71 cents. Now, that's obviously not the opening price, but you get the idea. It would just be lower. I'd still have the $1.03 break even, and my sell order would still be at $1.38, but the price, the market price, would be down here somewhere. And then all of this stuff, all these, okay, all these candles would just be moved down to reflect that. All right, so it's not you're not going to see a gap from a dividend being separated, and that's kind of the main component that I wanted to focus on here. So SSIC is another one. It's just kind of bouncing. This is kind of what we expected. Again, it's after XDiv, so I have my break even just above that. I'm sorry, I have my sell order just above the break even. Clip and Tesla, I'm just going to hold for a while. Ladder, Main are pushing up a little bit. Johnson & Johnson, and the Schwab ETF are doing pretty good. SITC is just kind of hovering, right? Today is the XDiv date for that, which means that I can sell it anytime today. It's after market open. So I just have my sell limit. I'm going to move that down actually right now. Let's do that. So this is SITC. My average is $13.95. I'm going to sell it for $13.97. $13.97. And then that way I don't have to worry about whether or not the share recovers or anything like that. I just needed to get to my break even, and it looks like it probably will, just based on the chart. And then I'm going to change this color to blue also, or purple, just so that I know it's safe to sell at any time. Now, if I need to sell this for a loss and realize that loss for taxes, or if I just believe there's more sell-off coming, say it fails the support level, I'm okay with that too. That is a tax advantage, and I still get the dividend payout of 16 cents per share on this one. And that's all. Like you can see, again, this one is green for the day, right? It's up 0.15 cents. But somehow, right? Somehow it's red. And that's just because the XDiv occurred and the share price was adjusted by the market down, right? All this stuff was moved down. And then CION, that's also, it's past the XDiv date, so I can sell this one at any time. So I'm just going to change the color. I forgot to do that one, but you can see my break even is 1163 and my sell limit is 1165, right? So I'm not giving these a lot of room to the upside once it goes after the XDiv, because my job before the XDiv is to lock as many profit multiples as I can. My job after the XDiv is to eliminate risk exposure as efficiently as I can. So you can see these all might look red here, and that's only because they've been adjusted in most cases, right? HTHT obviously has been adjusted, but it was already kind of pushing down a little bit into the support level. So not too worried about this one. Small potatoes, and again, I'm balancing the position size based on the risk. So that's another key component here, right? I'm not just going crazy on these super risky special dividends, right? This is a very small piece of the portfolio. The larger positions, like this one right here, this is 100% up on a Neo Leap. I intend to hold this a lot longer. I may sell it at some point, though, just to free up some cash. But we do have the new contribution coming in next week, so I'm not worried about that either. But you can see Ladder's a pretty sizable position. Schwab is very sizable. JEPQ is huge. For this size portfolio, it's $300. And then we got Clip is $297, so it's the same size. It's pretty good. And then Johnson & Johnson is about a quarter of the portfolio. And these are all within 2% of the break-even. So I'm not too worried about what happens with these. I'm not going to let those get adjusted down, 6.25% or 40% or something like that. That's kind of the approach here is to treat this like a system, not just, buy and guess. Okay. So for the special dividends, I'm just buying small pieces, keeping the risk small, mitigating it and eliminating it as needed. Ultimately to roll those dividend payouts and ideally collect multiples of that on the way in. And then just letting the passive income on the bigger stuff just grow. And then I don't really have to worry about too much. I'm going to end this episode here. I hope everyone had a good holiday or weekend or Monday. I know everyone's kind of got a different life, and that's okay. So I will catch you guys next episode. And I know it's been a while, so I apologize for not having this up. I just had a lot of craziness from the holidays. So I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you all and have a good week.